Hello and welcome to the Griffin News. I'm Christopher Civil.
And I'm Jada Zabala. Halloween is just around the corner, and our news team aren't the only ones embracing the spirit. Chestnut Hill hosted the annual Harry Potter Festival with more magic and wizards than ever before.
We send it over to Griffin News reporter Kyrie Moses with the details. Kyrie.
Thousands of people packed several blocks of Germantown Avenue this past weekend for what was the 6th annual Harry Potter Festival in Chestnut Hill. After gaining nationwide attention this year, the event surely didn't disappoint those Harry Potter fans. This year's Harry Potter Festival was bigger than ever, with people visiting from all over the country. We spoke to people from Hershey, Pennsylvania, New York, North Carolina, and even Virginia. On Saturday, day 2 of the festival, the popular Brotherly Love Quidditch tournament took place with hundreds of Harry Potter fans taking part in the wizardry fun. And even a little rain didn't stop these women from enjoying the fun-filled weekend in Chestnut Hill. Fun didn't stop there, however. A delicious meal was served in the rotunda of Chestnut Hill College, where wizards and witches enjoyed all kinds of food and beverages. Harry Potter weekend continues to grow, with each year being bigger than the last. With the success of this year's event, next year's will certainly be no different. Reporting for the Griffin News, Kyrie Moses.
A young kid took his magical talents and put them on display during Harry Potter Festival this weekend. 13-year-old Jackson Studner, otherwise known as the Amazing Jackson, drew in crowds through his very own magic show. He performed several tricks ranging from a floating coin to objects disappearing in a bag. But his most impressive was this.
I've got everything from card tricks to things like swords coming out of my pocket. Nice stuff like that.
After finishing his performance, Studner joined crowds in the festival for his favorite drink, the famous butterbeer.
Oh, I'm pumped. It's good, okay? It's good. Anyone watching, try it.
Arrows flew through the sky as students attended the Pumpkin Shoot Friday. The Archery Club hosted the event where students gathered behind the summer house to learn how to shoot with a bow. Experienced students taught their classmates how to aim and shoot arrows at pumpkin targets. Students celebrated the fall season, and some earned bragging rights after striking the pumpkins.
Music filled the halls of Chestnut Hill last night with the annual Fall Choral Concert. It happened in the East Parlor of St. Joseph's Hall. Chestnut Hill's singer performed in front of fellow classmates, school faculty, and family. Tomorrow at 7 p.m., the instrumental concert is taking place in the East Parlor. It features jazz, wind, and string instruments. Shoot a ball in or bounce it off a table. A water pong tournament is tonight. The Student Government Association is sponsoring the event in Fournier Cafeteria at 9 p.m. The contest is being held in honor of the National Collegiate Alcohol Awareness Week. This is just one event that the college campuses nationwide are promoting in an effort to raise awareness for alcohol issues on campus.
In local news, our high school neighbor hosted its annual homecoming football game this weekend. The Plymouth Whitemarsh Colonials took on the Cheltenham Panthers in a home conference matchup Friday night. The two teams battled through 4 quarters and went into a game in overtime. The Colonials won the game 26-20. But to some students, the big show was during the halftime break. Members of each class teamed up to create a theme for their year. And of course, the homecoming king and queen were crowned.
With more sports news, we send it over to sports anchor Christian Hernandez. Christian.
It was a busy weekend in collegiate and professional sports. While the Muggles enjoyed the start of the Harry Potter festivities down the road, Chestnut Hill women's volleyball faced off against Nyack College on Friday night. Missouri native Casey Callahan with back-to-back kills late in the first set. CHC grabs the first round of play 25-14. Second frame, Nyack with a 24-22 lead. Set point, the Griffins steal the set 26-24 after a 4-0 run highlighted by an Emma Moole kill. Senior Emily Kaler caps off the final set 25-18 with an emphatic spike. Chestnut Hill completes a 3-2-0 sweep. Kaler adds on to her impressive season with a team-high 9 kills. She's now only 5 away from 200 on the season. The magic number to clinch a playoff berth is now down to 4, with only 7 conference games left on the slate. The team currently hold the 3rd seed in the South Division, only 2 wins behind Georgian Court, who they'll face off on October 28th on the road. Sam Bradford's return to the Link was the furthest thing from a homecoming. An unlikely hero played a huge role in Sunday's result. First quarter, both QBs would have their struggles. Second possession for Wentz looks to Brent Selig, picked off by defensive back Andrew Sendejo. 2 plays later, at the Eagles 6, Bradford looks middle, snuffed out by Rodney McLeod. Wentz and Darren Sproul is not on the same page. Fumbled exchange, recovered by Anthony Barr. Very next play, Connor Barron with the strip sack, and Malcolm Jenkins falls on it. Bradford's second turnover in the red zone. Next Philly possession on 3rd and long. Xavier Rhodes with the diving INT and a credible 5 combined turnovers in the first. But in the second play of the game, Josh Huff, 98 yards, return to the crib. Birds go for 2 and convert. Out in front, 8-3. Second half, Eagles offense finally clicks. Wentz on a slant to Dorial Green-Beckham. The wideouts' first TD extends the lead. A late Minnesota TD would make the score 21-10, but fly, Eagles, fly. They hand the Vikings their first loss of the season. The Wentz v. Bradford showdown was ugly. 6 turnovers and only 2 touchdowns between the pair. Eagles D and special teams provided the energy. 6 sacks and the big kick return. Eagles face the Cowboys in Dallas on primetime next Sunday. As for the Vikings, they'll face off against the Bears on Monday Night Football. For the nightcap, the matchup between the Seattle Seahawks and the Arizona Cardinals had a peculiar finish to Sunday Night Football in Glendale. Cardinals have the ball in the second. Chandler Catanzaro from 38 yards out. Bobby Wagner leapfrogs over the center, and the kick is blocked. Wait a minute, flag is thrown, and it looks like Wagner made contact with the center. But the refs don't see it. Seattle catches a break. Next, Arizona's possession. Catanzaro redeems himself with a 46-yarder, 3-0 Cards. Fast forward to the fourth, under 5 minutes left. Tanner McAvoy blocks Ryan Quigley's punt, and another special teams play put the Seahawks right outside Arizona territory. Stephen Hauschka with the 40-yarder through the uprights, tied up at 3. The contest would need to go to an extra period. First drive ends in a Catanzaro 45-yard field goal. Hauschka responds with one of his own from 36 yards. The contest is knotted at 6. And then the kickers forgot how to do their jobs. Possible game winner from Catanzaro, a chip shot 24-yarder off the left upright. He is in disbelief. 11 seconds left. Hauschka from 28 yards. Oh, bless his heart. He hooks it left. Clock runs out, and the game ends in a bizarre 6-6 tie. The outcome was Seattle's first tie in their 40-year history. Arizona QB Carson Palmer and running back David Johnson combined for 455 yards of total offense, but did not find the end zone. Besides the blocks, both defenses caused 0 turnovers. It'll be a long week for Hauschka and Catanzaro. Lastly, after 3 weeks of intense and exciting baseball, the 112th World Series is set between the Cleveland Indians and the Chicago Cubs. The Cubs bats are firing on all cylinders after scoring 5 runs off Clayton Kershaw in Game 6 of the NLCS. Wilson Contreras and veteran Anthony Rizzo went deep in the contest. Rizzo has been the final piece of Chicago's already red-hot offense. He started the postseason molasses slow, 7 for 55 with 15 Ks. Rizzo is now 8 for his last 17 at-bats. John Lester will get the start in Game 1. The crafty lefty has provided quality work on the mound for the Cubbies, and he looks to continue his success. For the Tribe, it'll be the Klubot, Corey Kluber, with the Game 1 start. Kluber's last appearance was in Game 4 of the ALCS, where he surrendered 2 runs on 4 hits. The Indians are led by young stud Francisco Lindor, with the help of Grizzlies vets Jason Kipnis and Mike Napoli. The bullpen has been shut out. 41 Ks and a 1.36 ERA over 30 innings of relief. This is a matchup that I've really been looking forward to watching. Both teams have fan bases that are hungry for a championship. We can only wait and see. Tune into Game 1 of the Fall Classic tonight at 8 p.m. on Fox. For the Griffin News, I'm Chris Hernandez. We'll be back with Jada and Chris at the desk after this short break.
The President of Kenya issued a new lease on life to nearly 3,000 Kenyan prisoners. President Uhuru Kenyatta changed the death sentences of 2,655 men and 92 women to life in prison. Amnesty International previously disapproved Kenyatta's governmental silencing of protesters and activists, but now praised his move to withhold the death penalty from them. Kenya's past president issued a similar deed in 2009. Pepsi is cutting sugar in their beverages. The company announced their intent to limit sugar in 2/3 of their drinks at less than 100 calories a serving. The move comes after Pepsi recently faced accusations of inaccurate labeling. Similar companies are facing an increasing amount of pressure from advocacy groups and the government to change recipes for soft drinks to tackle the rise in obesity and diabetes. A new study found a dog's nose could help in crime scenes. The Forensic Science International Journal published the study. It found dogs could detect human scents in a post-explosive scene. Dogs use scents to figure out how long their owners have been gone and also use them to identify familiar faces. This explains how dogs recognize soldiers when they return home. If you're interested in current events, be sure to check out future segments. I'm Kira, and I look forward to seeing you next time. In case you missed it, now you know.
We have a breaking news announcement from the school's IT department. Paul Suarez issued an email stating that the school's Wi-Fi network will be down this Friday from 9 to 11 a.m. The network is receiving an upgrade.
For more information and other school news, check us out on social media. Follow CHC_TV on Instagram and Twitter, and like us on Facebook at CHC Television.
For Jada Zabala and the rest of the Griffin News crew, I'm Christopher Civil. Stay tuned for another Halloween-themed broadcast on Thursday with our anchors Kyrie Moses and Jordy Clark.